When I started manifesting, I didn't think that I was wavering because I'm not an emotionally reactive person. And I've realized recently that I have been wavering, or I had been wavering because I'm not anymore, thank you, pat on the back, in many ways that aren't explained by manifestation coaches. So if you feel like you're not wavering, but you don't see things moving in your 3D regarding your manifestation, then this is the video for you. One of the ways that I was wavering was focusing on time. Talking about how long it had been since I started manifesting my desire. That's focusing on time. Writing down the date of when I started affirming certain affirmations, or the date of when I started listening to a night audio, or a date of when I started a new technique. Another way that I focused on time was like my mind would flash forward to the future. And in the future, I would think, I'm happy even though I don't have my desire. I'm still fulfilled. So future me didn't have their desire, which means I was focused on a timeline where I didn't have what I wanted. But that's the thing with manifestation. We cannot focus on the old story. We cannot focus on physical reality. We have to maintain our focus mentally on what we're manifesting. I thought I was doing that. I was affirming, I was doing all the techniques, I wasn't emotionally reacting, and I wasn't really thinking about the old story of my desires. But I was still thinking about another layer of that old story. How long is it gonna take? Where is it? Have I been affirming for X and Y time or scripting and it's not here yet, or I don't see any movement? And that's all wavering. Because if you're not consistently thinking like the person who has it, outside of those technique times, then you're not the person who has it internally. That's why it's so important to be consciously aware of what you're thinking when you're not doing techniques. We can't do techniques all day. We have lives. But when your mind is wandering, when you think about whatever you're manifesting, what comes up like naturally? What comes up automatically when you think about that thing? For me, it was always this idea of it's going to take a long time. It's not the circumstance exactly, but it was the doubt of how long is it going to take, or am I ever going to have this when I want this? And another doubt was, and fear, am I even going to want this if it's going to take too long? That is all wavering. Even if you are not crying in a corner every day about your SP or your bank account or the house that you've been dreaming about because it's not here, that's not the only form of wavering, and I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I honestly think that doubting and tracking time, it's probably the biggest hindrance to people's manifestations. It's just a natural thing, if you don't see it, to doubt or fear if it's ever gonna be here. So let me know in comments if this is how you've been wavering. Follow, like, share, save, and I appreciate y'all for watching.